1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on in. 1, 2.
You're doing really well. Keep going.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Keep going with the chest compressions for me, okay? They are coming to you as quick as they can.
We were kind of set up really for a New Year's Eve party. Ian had been single for a while and I was newly single. I was dressed as Princess Fiona from Shrek, green, and Ian was Zorro. So that was our first meeting. And yeah, the rest, as they say, is history, 19 years later. I guess just kind of leading up to that night, we'd watched a bit of TV and went to bed probably about midnight. We'd been asleep probably about 20 minutes, half an hour, and Ian started snoring, which is quite common actually. So I gave him the old elbow. So normally he'll kind of grunt and turn over, and he didn't actually answer me. I just thought there's something not quite right. And I turned on the bedside light and I could see that he'd kind of flopped onto his back and he was making these awful gasping type noises and he was unresponsive. I've done first aid training in my previous 2 jobs, luckily, so I just knew that this was an urgent situation. As Ian was on the bed, I actually pulled him onto the floor and just commenced CPR. I think I tried to do it one-handed at first while I was trying to phone 999.
Ambulance emergency. Is the patient breathing?
No, he's just stopped breathing, I think.
Is the patient conscious at the moment?
No, he's just gone unconscious.
Okay, so Morgan, can I help you now? Stay on the line, I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
And then I was supported by the call handler.
Okay, pump the chest hard and fast, at least twice per second and 2 inches deep. We're going to do this until help can take over. Count out loud so I can count with you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And I carried on while I was talking to the call handler and she sent help, thankfully.
Norwich.
Anglia One, I've got a job for you.
Yeah, great. Go ahead with the grid, please.
My name's Toby. I'm a consultant in emergency medicine, critical care medicine, and pre-hospital emergency medicine. So we've got 58-year-old male, cardiac arrest ongoing. What I remember of getting on scene is that Ian was upstairs in a bedroom. He was in fairly tight space, and he had been in cardiac arrest with our ambulance service colleagues. They had helped deliver CPR, but before they had turned up, Wendy, his wife, had done nearly 18 minutes of chest compressions on her own, which is really phenomenal.
When I heard the doorbell ringing, the call handler said help was there. It was a relief. I think I was getting so tired doing the CPR that I don't know that I'd have been able to do it for much longer, if I'm honest. The helicopter landed close to us and they started doing what they needed to do with Ian. Because of the severity, again, of the situation, it was one of Toby or Luke that said to me, you need to call so they said you need to call Ian's family.
Honesty is a tool that I use in my skill set quite a lot, and just being honest that things are really bad, we're doing everything. This may be a really bad outcome. We have to be truthful to patients really early about that.
So my dad, he's the best dad could ever ask for, really. Just very loving, very caring dad. I woke up to my phone going off and I'd missed the call and listened to the voicemail, and the voicemail was that Dad's had a heart attack, he's been airlifted to hospital, it's really not looking good.
I just thought, he's not going to get to walk me down the aisle, he's not going to get to see my girls grow up. It was really, really hard.
Any cardiac arrest where your heart stops outside of a hospital setting, the survival is somewhere between 6 and 8%. Of that proportion, the number that are coming back to a functionally normal neurological state is quite significantly lower than that.
So Ian is my stepdad. He's been in my life since I was, I think, 7 years old. I always say that Mum and Ian are 100% soulmates, like 100%. I was just going through all these scenarios in my head of what happens if we lose him and how am I going to support my mum through this?
We like walking, caravanning, we've got dogs, like kind of being outdoors. We just do everything together. He's my soulmate.
Hello. For me, it all started when I woke up in critical care. It literally came out of the blue. Do you know, it's really hard to put into words because when you talk to medical professional people, they usually do 2 minutes CPR at a time and then they change. So for Wendy to have done effective CPR for 18 minutes, to me, it's a miracle.
That's the bit that, you know, surprised me in the whole sort of situation. Her being able to keep going for that amount of time. She's always been my hero. I mean, your mum always is, but my mum's a bit of a superhero.
I mean, I always assumed that the helicopter was for speed to get people to the hospital quickly, but with the complications I had, it was imperative that there was somebody more qualified on the scene, and that's where the EAAA really come into their own.
I'm Luke, I'm part of the medical team here at East Anglian Air Ambulance and I'm a critical care paramedic. The role of a HEMS service is probably twofold. One is hopefully we get to incidents quickly due to the nature of how we travel. So in the case of this, you know, what would have been an hour's journey was probably more like 15 minutes. But actually there's also something in bringing those elements of definitive care that historically are reserved for an accident and emergency department or an intensive care unit. If we can bring those to the patient, then we cut out a lot of time in the middle.
This whole thing has been very humbling. All the things I thought I would do in retirement, none of it's a given. It is a second chance. We had 3 ambulances arrive, the firefighters, and obviously the EAAA. All these people set into action for me. I just feel incredibly lucky, but moreover, just incredibly grateful to be here.